The word illegal has been one of the terms most strongly associated with migrants in UK parliamentary debates over the past 25 years. Researchers found findings from the Runnymede Trust, published on Friday, examine how politicians and the media have portrayed migrants, refugees, and Muslims in their discourse. The first of two reports, A Hostile Environment, Language, Race, Politics and the Media, analysed parliamentary and media discussions from 2010 to 2014. It found that illegal was the most commonly linked word to migrants in parliamentary debates. Researchers say this framing reinforces the perception of migration as inherently unlawful. Other frequently associated words during that period included non-EU, skilled, economic, temporary, and influx. A forthcoming second report, covering 2019 to 2024, is due to be released soon. However, early findings shared exclusively with The Guardian indicate that economic and illegal remain the top two words linked to migrants, alongside undocumented, cross, former and skilled. The report also notes that after Theresa May's 2012 pledge to create a hostile environment for illegal immigrants, media coverage containing hostile rhetoric around migration and migrants more than doubled, a 137% increase compared with the 2 years before. At least 60 racial justice, migrants' rights and Muslim organizations have written to the government, urging action against what they describe as growing levels of racism. The letter, sent 6 months after riots erupted across England, calls for urgent action to address the root causes and warns against treating them solely as a law and order issue. In the context of growing far-right sentiment across the globe, there is a real threat of renewed and increasing racist violence if we do not reset our approach. The statement reads, "Racist violence on the streets, and its explosion into online spaces, is a manifestation of the deep racism across our society. This painful anniversary does serve as a reminder of the need to address that and prevent further violence." The statement has been signed by the Runnymede Trust, the Institute of Race Relations, Migrants Organise, IMIX, Inquest, the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants, and Maslaha. The signatories call for the government to consult with racial justice and migrants' rights organizations to develop a long-term anti-racism strategy. They also urge the government to acknowledge the role that hostile rhetoric and policies towards Muslims, migrants and refugees have played in fueling far-right extremism. They demand an end to policies shaped by far-right narratives and call for an official definition of racism against Muslims. Drive Shabla Begum, the chief executive of the Runnymede Trust, said, "Last summer's racist riots are the outcome of normalized and intensifying racism, fueled by politicians and the media, and allowed to fester in online spaces. This anniversary is a stark reminder that hostile immigration policies and the racism they fuel can lead to devastating violence." Liz Fekete, the director of the Institute of Race Relations, added, "Last summer's riots should not be seen as a one-off event, but as part of an ongoing problem of racism, with continued physical attacks, abuse, and death threats online. What is needed from the government is a strategy that, from the outset, recognizes that economic justice, anti-racism, and community cohesion go hand in hand." Is the government capable of meeting that challenge? Zrinka Brolo, the chief executive of Migrants Organise, said, "The racist riots of August 2024 have exposed the government's catastrophic failure to protect refugees and people seeking asylum in our country. For years, we warned that inflammatory rhetoric and inhumane policies would embolden far-right extremists. The government's refusal to provide safe, community-based accommodation, and its insistence on housing vulnerable people in disused barracks and profit-driven hotels continue to put them at risk of attacks and harassment." A government spokesperson said, "We are absolutely clear that religious and racial hatred has no place in our society, and we will take all necessary action to keep our streets safe. This government is committed to bridging divisions between communities, and we are working closely with community groups, charities, and public sector partners to tackle hatred in all its forms." The Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government was approached for comment.